We interrupt our program with a special bulletin.
Welcome to News from Underground. This is your new special edition called Propaganda Sense. Here today we have to my right,
Johnny Howie.
Panzer.
former ex-military veterans, and we're going to dissect a lot of the propaganda bullshit that you'll find out there trying to convince you that monopoly on security is a good thing, sacrificing your life and that of your children is a good thing. And here's a particular interesting video that came out on Memorial Day that does just that. So you guys ready to do this?
Yeah, we're going to go down point by point.
Point by point.
Just dissect the hell out of this thing. So let's go.
My name is Staff Sergeant David Burnell IV. I've spent 11 years serving my country in the United States Marine Corps.
Okay, first of all, you didn't spend 11 years serving your country. You served a government, and that government has declared its subjects, you mean everyone else, as an enemy to national security. So that right first thing out the gate is, look, you didn't serve your country. You served a government, and a government that considers us all hostile entities.
Yeah. You're there to serve the political class, the political rulers.
Right.
You think you'd be serving, your community, your friends, or family back home, and that's who you're out there to defend. But that's not the case, right? Where was the need of your family say, yeah, I need you to go overseas and kill some people I've never met, to provide me security or to guarantee my, quote unquote, freedom.
Right. You guaranteed the freedom of Halliburton and Kellogg Brown Root to go in and basically exploit real resources in a third world nation.
Yeah.
Good job.
I don't know, man. Those jihadis, man, they were on our doorstep.
Oh, right.
On
We were about to
man.
speak Iraqi. Yeah, man. We're Iraqi. That's not a language. It's Arabic. Anyway, all right. Let's move on.
In 2010, during the combat deployment in Baghdad, Iraq, a rocket landed just 10 feet from my area of operation.
Okay, 2010 Baghdad, Iraq. You were a rocket landed next to your AO. Okay. Why were you in Iraq in the first place? Was it to protect freedom, my freedom, or anyone else's freedom? Second is who put you there? Okay, and then okay, a rocket hit your location. What happened? Are you just a jumble of peg legs now? Because
Yeah, this part is very misleading because it makes it look like he's an amputee. Maybe he's going to walk away in the distance.
Or he
with some
sacrificed.
robotic legs.
Yeah, or did he jump on the rocket? Did he stop the rocket from hurting anybody?
I'm still trying to understand why I should care that you almost got blown up. I'm not accepting the guilt that you almost got blown up. That's not me almost. Why should I care?
Right, and was anyone else wounded? Were there any children or women or just civilians in the way that it's like you said, guilting. It's just guilting you into going along with it. All right, next thing.
It was a moment I'll never forget. And now, as an owner of my own small business, I give thanks every day to all of the opportunities and freedoms that I enjoy.
All right, yeah, again. As a business owner, doesn't the government at every level and at every facet of your small business regulate, tax, register, license, assess, control, order, command, and direct how you provide goods and services to the public?
Yeah.
So tell me again about that freedom that you enjoy.
You needed to go kill people to open a business, man.
Right.
They need to suffer at my hands. Absolutely. Yeah. That's the only way to be an entrepreneur these days.
Because you can't own your property. Someone else has to give you the right to own your property.
Right. Like, can't you buy into a Subway franchise nowadays for 10 G's or something?
Yeah,
alone.
Right, and not even have to go to war and murder people. So, and then also, it's like these opportunities and freedoms which he enjoys. That means like you just said, that has to come at the deaths and basically the foundation of your business is built on the skulls of men, women, and children. It's like good. Anyway.
After sending all that money to support and sustain myself, now I can create a business that was at the expense of others. The businesses that could not have been created.
Yeah, and further, his existential being comes from a government.
Right.
So he can't say I'm a person that just is, and build himself up from that. It's like no, I identify with government, and it's the only way that I have any meaning in a social situation.
That's how I can survive.
Right. On the blood of others. Like a vampire. All right.
And even on the worst of days, I'll never forget all the men and women who have given their lives to make mine possible.
Okay, again, all the people that gave up their lives to make him possible. Okay, so aside from the existential thing, those men and women that supposedly made him possible, they didn't give their lives in quotations, quote unquote, they were drafted. and under threat of violence or death or cage, if they didn't go and quote unquote give their lives, to go and murder people in another country. So again, a fallacy. And the war, and the war these people fought, and gave their lives again. It's all based on lies. It's a racket. It's a total racket. But again,
go ahead.
Sorry.
yeah.
Well, was he specifically referring to just like his servicemen and the Iraqi conflict, or like all service members?
I think this is what this implies, but he was talking about like the people in past generations
Right.
that quote unquote gave their lives. And
Gave
so-
their lives for to sustain tax slavery, right?
Yeah.
It was, if that was true, then we wouldn't have been born as tax slaves.
I know, right? It's horrible. All right, moving on. Oh wait, the next point. So the millions upon millions of deaths that made your existence possible, or are you saying that you exist because of a government? Again, that would make your parents completely irrelevant, because the state existed. Then they didn't need to get drunk and indiscriminate enough to slap and clap their pelvises together and make you. So ultimately, the state existed. So then your parents could make you for the state to go on and be a soldier for that cause.
Right.
And, it's disgusting. Anyway, so moving on.
So please, take the next 60 seconds to remember all those service members who have made the ultimate sacrifice for all of us.
And
right.
let's think about
Yeah.
the millions who died
Yeah,
and were murdered.
right. Iraq War, like maybe 5,000 soldiers, KIA, and then another like 20 wounded, and then Iraqi people that live in the area, millions.
They died for your freedom to have
Right.
permission to hunt,
Right.
to fish.
Yeah, but reading from the bullet point, taking 60 seconds to remember the poor souls duped into being murdered for a gang of organized criminals is insulting and debasing. In that 60 seconds, if the human mind could count the skulls rendered in service to a government during the span of human existence, there aren't enough stars in the sky to give each one a name. It's just sickening. And then name it, and I'd ask you out there in the public. Name a service member that died for your freedom. If you can think of a name, please name all the freedoms they died for. Like, be specific. Get as specific as you want. So, who specifically died? Like one off the top of your head? No, nobody could do that. I mean, Cal, if you ever wanted to go to a mall or something it's like, so somebody died for your freedom. Who was it?
Name one person.
Yeah, name one person that died for your freedom. I don't know, John Glenn. they don't freaking know. So, anyway. All right, moving on.
Thank you.
About face.
Well, and he does the about face, and this is the point that Tyler brought up earlier, and it's a really good point, is he didn't salute.
He did not salute.
He didn't
You're
salute.
a foreign entity now.
And I was fully expecting him to salute with the hook, like the prosthetic arm, just to further drive the guilt home. And so you're gonna spend the next the minute emotionally blackmailing, guilting me into being thankful for some sacrifice that nobody can quantify, and over corporate gains and resource depletion, and you're not even going to render a salute.
He's got a chip on his shoulder, man. He's got a chip on his
And
shoulder.
standing in the middle of a military cemetery. The whole point of this thing is to guilt you into reverence and awe, right? For this cultish freaking human sacrifice, and you can't even render a salute.
That's the scariest part, man. It's like, no, I'm here to impose it. Yeah, you'll salute to me.
It's disgusting. So
Guilty.
yeah, right. Moving on. Okay, now we go to the pan up, and then all the headstones.
All the others duped into.
Right.
This guy's like, am I in the frame?
Right. Yeah. the guy at the groundskeeper. But moving on to the next bullet point, panning up the crane mount shows thousands of headstones, and the dramatic effect is completely cheap and goes to prove the point that these millions of people died as clueless dupes or ravenous psychopaths serving an even smaller group of evil ravenous psychopaths who really don't give a shit about their quote-unquote sacrifice. Not to mention, that human sacrifices for this cause is kind of creepy and cultish. But, what's next? Killing privates to appease the gods and stop the drought in California? I mean, it's on that level of just fucking crazy. But totally worth it, right? Enjoy that $2.40 a gallon at the pump. Ultimately, that's the benefit that we're reaping from this. So, anybody got anything on that?
I guess
No?
benefit of providing tattoos. I guess if you're near military bases and haircuts.
I know, right?
Yeah.
And so, moving on.
No, you're
Yeah,
not.
they showed the flag at half staff, and most people don't even know that the Title IV flag, or the U.S. flag, is actually a copy. It's an IP violation of the the East India Trading Company. If you look at the East India Trading Company flag from way back like 1700s, it's the same thing. So it's like, God,
So
you can't even be original.
The
in-
opium traders? What do you mean?
Well, no, East India Trading Company. They were
Well,
involved
they
in
did
everything.
start the opium war in China.
They did.
Yeah.
They did start that.
Okay.
Yeah. With the sanction of the British government.
Right.
Right.
So again, they're not fighting for your freedom. They're fighting for corporatist privilege. Like
right.
it's like total corporatism. Like, hey, like your government is getting paid to go send all these other people they've duped into fighting to really fight for this economic reason. Because again, we're not post-colonial yet. We're still very much an empire.
Oh yeah, very much.
Career builder. I think.
Right.
that
Oh,
was-
yeah, and Career Builder paid this Marine to basically emotionally blackmail you. So this guy's taking a paycheck on the graves of these fallen sacrificial lambs. It even adds to the fucked up mind fest that this thing is. So we're getting into the captions now. This is our last little bit of it. But let's see. We are the land of the free. Okay, that's a caption. All right. There are no a quote from Goethe. There are no more hopelessly enslaved than those who falsely believe that they are free. I don't even have to go into this. Some 600,000 plus and growing laws and regulations and policies, commands, orders, controlling every facet of human existence. And you need permission from the government to fish and hunt in the world. So we are not the land of the free. I mean that's just you can compare that as a fact against the rhetoric, and I don't think the rhetoric will stand up. So moving on. Okay, next caption. Because we are the home of the brave.
Doesn't take much bravery to sign a piece of
Oh,
paper.
right.
Sign your life away.
Oh, yeah.
Just be told what to do. Take
Right.
orders. No real opportunity to, I guess, exert your freedom of the individual, self-expression. You really don't have a social life in there. You're just another cog in the machine.
And again, this is the largest nation of self-entitled, spoiled children the universe has ever known. Like everything is amazing and nobody's happy. To quote Louis C.K., it's like we have all this amazing super technology and everybody's fucking miserable. At the cost of despoiling other nations and military, and militarily creating a hegemony.
I think the groundskeeper was actually being paid to be in the shot too. Like he fought for your right to mow that lawn.
Right, yeah.
Like,
Those people died so that he'd have the right to mow their grass.
Right? Without the dead, he'd have no jobs.
Right.
Appreciate him too. Appreciate everybody.
America.
Love it.
Right. And then, they go on, to say less than 1% of the entire population of the United States serves in the military. So let alone even a smaller percentage of that break, unjust laws, fight for reason and fairness and corrupt courts. But, for the mass majority, are comfortable. Like the comfortable middle is where most people are going to be. So, it's like bravery. I mean, I know there's all kinds of bravery, but most Americans just aren't. We're the comfortable middle. You know what I mean? It's risk versus reward,
Maybe we are lions that have been tricked into believing we're sheep, though.
Oh, yeah. Well, they work on you from the time your head is soft in kindergarten all the way up to 12th grade. And they ran that cult shit in your head for freaking 12 years. But, okay, next caption. All right, today we honor those who bravely fought to protect our liberties. Again, this is just patently false. Who are we specifically talking about? Can you name a single person who fought and died for your liberty?
Yeah.
If these soldiers and service members are fighting for your liberties, they wouldn't be overseas. They'd be stomping cops and judges and politicians, to leave you the fuck alone. But they don't. You see them cutting grass on a highway sometimes down near Fort whatever that's close by to us. You don't see soldiers going into a courthouse and be like, unhead that man. So don't tell me that these people are fighting for our freedoms. If freedom is the freedom to have $2.40 at the pump, then what's the point? At all.
Yeah, they want to say that they're brave. It should be the local political rulers who should be fighting against the very government that's murdering in the millions, especially U.S. government murdering over 30 million lives. That you should be fighting against if you do want to retain that honor.
Yeah, well, like democide. It's like governments are responsible for more deaths in this world than any other factor. You can throw in anything from drunk driving to any pet peeve drugs, the war on drugs. Like those deaths are directly as a responsible to the government's action, ultimately, and not just the United States government, just any government throughout history.
I mean, this is probably what a commercial in between some like football game or whatever sports event that happened while people are celebrating on the holiday, right? Or whatever they're watching on TV. And then they can flip the channel on whatever C-SPAN or whatever, one of the news networks, and they're like trying to pass the Patriot Act again, like under a different name, right? And under kind of a vaguely different purpose, and call it like, I don't know, what are they trying to call it now? The Liberty something?
Oh, I'm sure they have some Orwellian doublespeak for it.
Yeah, some other doublespeak, but I mean, it's
the No Spying Act.
It's contradicting itself, like channel to channel, and that people can't see it is kind of...
Well, and that's the point, is to keep people, what did Mencken say? He said the point of government is to keep people alarmed and scared and begging to be led away from harm, and that's ultimately how governments work. Oh, something horrible is happening, and then they're like, we have the solution. Follow us, and then it just ends up getting worse, and then people, and then they get cynical, like you have the Snowdens and stuff, raising suspicion, and then it's just a cycle, man.
So the Patriot Act is our liberty that they're protecting.
Right.
Oh,
Well,
gotcha.
our liberties come from them.
Yeah.
They are the priest class. Seriously, this. Think Aztec, freaking human sacrifice. Everything, all sun, all joy, all happiness comes from government, the virtue of government existing. Because without government, we would all just be cannibalizing each other and raping each other and fucking eating children, skulls as cereal bowls. It's mass hysteria. So God, these kind of commercials just make me sick. This just enforces the fallacy of people can't be good without some kind of thumb in the sky ready to punish the unjust. Disgusting.
So yeah, go to Career Builder. Maybe if you're like a unemployed veteran, Career Builder.
Right.
Career Builder, a giant marketing ploy for again, use Career Builder if you're looking for a job and you're ex-military.
Yes.
We can do things productive that don't include killing people.
That's the money shot.
brainwashing.
That's the money shot. Oh my God. And the VA's got that safe bet, hire a vet nonsense. God. So that's it.
That's it. Thank you guys for watching. This has been an episode of Propaganda Sins. Until next time, see you guys at the Victory Party.
Woo!